Hello, my friend, coming at you with this week's stocks to watch for trading and investing. 5 in 5, a little something for everybody. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. It's going to be, I think, a pretty interesting week ahead. We have a lot of economic data, FOMC meeting. Let's see what else. FOMC meeting. We got Bitcoin trading futures starting today. Had a big pullback and then already rallying back. Going to be pretty interesting to see what happens there. We've got ASH conference happening this weekend, getting a lot of data presented out of that event. We've got tax reform bill that we'll see how that is progressing or not progressing. So it could be, and then we've got quad witching at the end of the week. So it's going to be an interesting week ahead. We closed out the week fairly strong. Pro members, I will be doing a complete market wrap and sectors to watch in about 30 minutes here with a full list of stocks to watch for trading and investing. But, it's hard to imagine, as I wrote in the blog, that all of a sudden this all collapses. We're looking pretty strong. Everybody's feeling pretty good heading into the holiday season. I think it could be a nice week ahead, and I'm excited for it. So let's go ahead and just get into the stocks 5 in 10 because I can't seem to do it 5 in 5. But first one on the list actually has earnings on Monday, I believe, before the open. And let me just make sure of that. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Yep. Monday before the open, this Peregrine will be reporting, and it's got a pretty interesting look. It just did a reverse split, 1-for-7 reverse split, 44 million shares in the float. Not a big short interest, and actually at an area of potential price resistance here. We'll see how this opens up. Could see a pullback maybe into the $5.60 range. There is some potential price support in that area. You've got a golden cross, which just happened. We got the 50 that crossed above the 200 day. If they report, it is overbought, but things can stay overbought. And it's been kind of consolidating a little bit after this little run right here at this area of potential price resistance. So this could be a good one to keep an eye on for either a day trading opportunity, potentially a swing opportunity. If this thing pops and then pulls back to test this 545, 550 area as support, what was resistance becomes support, could be an interesting spot. Did just take out this trend line. So there's a couple of things that are going on here that I do like. So worth keeping an eye on that one for a day trade opportunity. Don't chase the gap up. Look for a good intraday setup. Next one on the list. This is, I guess, my penny stock for the week. Don't really have one that's a true penny stock, although I still do like the cannabis sector. There are a couple of stocks that pulled back a little bit last week. January 1st, we've got California recreational. I think that will be a moving event for that sector. And there's some decent looking setups in that space. High risk. I repeat, high risk. But there could be some opportunities there for some high risk swings, maybe even high risk long term holds. I know, crazy. Mosey, so look, semiconductors have pulled back a little bit. Tech in general pulled back, but we started to see a bounce in some of the big name tech. We'll see what happens with semis next week, but this has pulled back to the 50-day moving average. Stochastics have started to curl up. Volume is actually pretty decent, 764,000 shares traded hands on Friday, so you've got some liquidity to be able to get in and out of this thing. It's below the 200-day moving average, right? So if we can take out the 200-day with some conviction after, we had this big pop here, pull back, consolidated a bit. Now maybe we go back up, we retest those highs of $2. So, $1.20 to $2, that's a pretty nice little percentage move. And I think worth having this on your radar. You could look to, if you got it in, I would try to get this as close to $1 as possible, maybe $1.10, $1.12, somewhere like that. And then you may look to scale out some at about around 140, 150, and then maybe hold some, see if you get a $2 test. But pretty good looking setup, possibly there for MOSY. HK, like this one quite a bit for a potential flat top breakout. Now, they have been addressing a lot of their debt, selling off some assets, and you're looking at this flat top breakout. It keeps testing this area, and we actually closed above that area on Friday. Really, you're looking for this to take out 760 with some conviction. I think you get a pretty nice little run. Now, I think these guys are also could be exploring strategic alternatives, and I'm not 100% on that. I thought I saw that. Maybe I'm wrong. I might have this confused with HLX. I think I know HLX was exploring strategic alternatives, but pretty good look here. Maybe you look for a pullback to 720, 725 as an entry, and then you're looking for $8 test. I would look to scale out some there, and if it can take out 8, maybe even go up and test 9. But 92 million shares in the float, 7.5% short interest. Really good looking daily. Worth keeping an eye on HK. Could be more of a swing than a day trade, but if they come out, if they bust through, like I said, that 760 with some good volume, you could get maybe a nice scalp opportunity or day trade opportunity out of HK. GILD. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out there because I kind of like the way it's holding up over here at the 200-day. Stochastic starting to curl. The float, 1.3 billion shares in the float. And I got to tell you, there are several stocks that I like in this space. I own Gilead, full disclosure. I also own BMY. I got Gilead down in this area over here. And this is a long-term hold for me. I could look to add to this position for my long-term hold somewhere in this area, as close to 72.50 as possible. And then, like I said, it was a struggle. BMY, I like that one. I also own BMY. Pfizer, I do not own Pfizer yet, but I do like Pfizer for the long-term hold consideration. Gilead announced some news at ASH over the weekend with Kite. So I think maybe we look for Gilead to pop and take out that 50 SMA. And eventually, the target for Gilead is to get back up into that $84 area. But I like Gilead quite a bit for a long-term hold. And then Fate, FATE, had some news this weekend. I like the setup on Fate. Now, they had an announcement at ASH. We'll see how this reacts. This might gap up. $5 appears to be some resistance in that area, potential price resistance. We'll see how this opens, but I like the fact that you've got a golden cross which just occurred. This has only got 27 million shares in the float. Not sure what the short interest is on there, but I think Fate is another one to have on your radar. And let me just back this out to the weekly real quick here. This $5, $5 to $6, pretty big area for Fate to try and get through. But I definitely think worth having on the radar. I like the way it bounced off of the 200-day moving average. Now we've got this news out this weekend. We'll see how this one responds. But could have a day trade set up on this one. Worth having on your radar. And that is it. That is the 5 and 10 stocks to watch. It's going to be an interesting week. Make sure you have a plan. Know your risk reward. Good luck trading next week. If you like what I do, come check us out over at alphawolftrading.com. Got a great community of people. So come check us out. And that's it. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you next week.